Welcome to the daily pop off for Veterans Day. It is Monday, the 11th of November. It's 2024. 1111 24. And I have white lips. Funny how I just did our homage to Rush video and I did look so blotchy, but I did not have anyone come by and give me the powder puff. So that's the way it is. Sometimes, although the sun is not shining brightly now, when it is, the sun reflects off the cars that are going by because I have my window uncovered, not open, but uncovered. And so sometimes it creates like a spotlight each time a car goes by on my face. So there's 6 people watching. Well, that's encouraging. We're just here for a little while. It's not like a worldwide ramblings or even a pop on to pop off. It's the daily pop off where I didn't even say welcome. I just wrote it and didn't print it. Welcome to the daily pop off. That's better. So this is where we kind of comment on some hot button issues of the day very briefly and give you a channel update. I'll tell you what, I am determined to have my lips not look white. Hello, Neo. How are you doing? I'm not usually on at this hour, and I've been working here in the studio for well over an hour now. We just did our Homage to Rush show number 5, Bringing America Back. It's a good show. Please watch it. Went a little longer than I expected. I didn't time it. I thought, oh, gee, when did I start? So we're coming in at 39 minutes, but it's a good 39 minutes, and I hope you'll watch. You have viewers that are veterans, absolutely, absolutely, and I'd like to hear from them. If they don't make the live here when we put this up for replay. Of course, once we do a live show, it is immediately available for replay in the live section of this channel, the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned. And you can comment there. You can comment there. I invite you to do so. It's going to be a nice day here in the Hudson Valley, about 60 degrees. And no big plans for today. We're working harder on this channel than we ever have. And we've been getting a flood of emails. So before I get into the channel update, because that really belongs there, let's just say that lots of action in Washington, lots of action in Mar-a-Lago as President Trump puts his team together. He's announced that Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo will not be part of the team. I thought Mike had a shot at it. I didn't think Nikki had a shot. She gave a half-hearted endorsement. Well, he's better than Kamala. Yeah, of course, we know that, but it doesn't sound like a half-hearted endorsement because she probably plans to run for president in 2028 and doesn't want to say that she was all in on Trump. And during her campaign, which went on way too long, because you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Yeah, don't count your blessings when you're sitting at the table, Neo. You seem to be the only person who wants to comment here in the morning. I'd love for someone who's watching, maybe you're part of the Magic 9, that you've never commented before. You've never said hello. Maybe you're from a foreign country. There are countries I still haven't heard from. We've heard from quite a few. We've heard from the continent of South Africa and other places, but let me know where you are, even if it's just to say howdy. we'd love to have you do that. Come on in and join. Come on in, come on in. Now I'm doing Mark, what's his name, from the Gaither Vocal Band. Come on in and sit a spell. I'm changing his lyrics. Um, but uh, it is just incredible to now today, since this is the daily pop off today on Veterans Day. Right now, President Biden and Vice President Harris are at Arlington Cemetery doing that routine there. Tomorrow, Biden is going to meet. See, everybody said, oh, he's not going to do anything. He's just going to coast. Hell no. Hell no. Between now and January 20th, he's going to try everything he can. He's going to try to lock in the Ukrainian vote, the vote for more Ukrainian funding. 175 billion and we got a bombed out shell, and he has some kind of a debt, to President Zelensky. His son was on the payroll there. You want to talk about Russiagate, which was BS. Here's something that's real. Here's something that appears has got to be real, and yet nobody wants to talk about that, certainly in the progressive camp. And we have to keep focused on the emission, No, we won't be worrying about the emissions as much, but we do care about the environment. We're just not going to force you to drive an electric car that nobody wants because this is not North Korea. We're not going to say we're for democracy and every day give you the middle finger and do what we damn well please. President Trump listened out there. He knows what the will of the people is. No one's ever going to agree on everything. And he's going to be one busy beaver. He's going to be one busy beaver. Justin Battinger found us. Belinda Taylor, our regular people, found us. Hello, Jack. Good morning. Starshine. Jack and everyone from Chesapeake, Virginia, says Belinda Taylor of the Go-Go's. Aisha Acevedo is here. Hi, Jack. See, you found us. You must have had your notification bell on. Got my email? I'm not sure which one it is. I got an email from you, I think. It takes a while to answer them sometimes, but then again, I answer just about every email I had. I don't read them all day long. I usually like to do it late at night when I'm sitting here at the desktop. There are exceptions when I'll look at my phone and stuff like that to make sure, and especially in the comment section that people see, we don't have a troll or something. But, I don't announce every time we do a live broadcast, like I didn't announce this one, because we're trying to get new people to find us, and that means you have to come on at odd hours. But if you have the notification bell on, you should know when we're live. Now, some people will say, what's the notification bell? And I would just say, grab the nearest 5-year-old you can find, and they'll know, because they know more than we do. Um, so little Becky, it's been a while. Hey, little Becky, you got so much love, little Becky. Hi, Jack. Hi, little Becky. I'm glad you're back. There's a few people I'm missing, uh, like John. Victoria Matthews. Good morning, Jack and everybody. Good morning. How are you? Um, just got up. Yeah, usually I would just about be up at this time, but I woke up at 8 o'clock, felt somewhat refreshed. I heard Bradford going to work because he owes and owes and owes, just like me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get up, take a shower. I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to do some early morning stuff. Now, later on today, you will find me downstairs in the living room, and my eyes will start to close, and I'll kind of shimmy down into my recliner and take a nap. I know it's going to happen. It happens especially when I get this little sleep. Mr. Mash. See, this is why I came on. No, not Mr. Mash, but M. Mash. He does the Munster Mash, or she does. By the way, that was a graveyard smash. You've been told that before. Well, that's not your real name, though, is it? Your first name is no. I can't make the joke work. I can't get potatoes in there. I can't get it. I can't get talk about the taters, although they call me tater salad, Mr. Ron White, of course. So welcome. See, this is why I do it there. Pay attention, my lovely Miss Acevedo, because these are people I don't see when I come on Saturday nights at 10 o'clock for Worldwide Ramblings or Wednesday or Thursday nights at about the same time. I don't know when I'm going to do it in the midweek yet, but I'll promo it. There'll be a promo that you can see, and that's just one more thing that can help you. Art Lambert is here. I like that name. It's a strong name. It's kind of a broadcast name, I would say. Art Lambert is not a guy who sits around the house all his life. Art Lambert, if you're true to your name, is known in the community. You work hard. You work hard for your family. You work hard for your community. Is that you? And then Art will say, "No, actually, I'm watching you from a homeless shelter." It could happen. Well, it can happen to our vets. That's why we can't let it happen anymore. We've got to be there for our vets, and President Trump will be. He was the one who had a lot to do with enacting the policy that if there's no room at the inn, so to speak, at the Veterans Hospital, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere, and your insurance counts. It counts. It doesn't have to be a veterans facility. Um, it is 3. Yeah, you're somewhere else then. You're in a different time zone, maybe a whole other country. Um, that's right. You're down under. Aren't you afraid you will fall off though someday? You just go hurling down. Nobody wants to go down. Everybody wants to go up. But as they sang in the song Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Art, maybe you remember this song. This is a late 50s, early 60s song with one of the most profound lyrics in it. As they're talking about, I'm like a one-eyed cat peeping in a seafood store. In a song like that, he says, "You never do nothing to save your doggone soul." I thought, wow, who says that? Point me another song that says that. In the middle of a fun rock and roll song, he makes a very profound statement. You never do nothing to save your doggone soul. What do you think about that? Is it Ant and not Art? Because I don't have my glasses on. Uh, Hiya from Gainsborough, Lincolnshire, England. I love it. I don't think it can fit it on an envelope. And you are saying Aunt Lambert, like you're an auntie. Are you an auntie? See, I'm prescribing you a gender that you may not be feel comfortable with. So I'm so sorry, but I didn't put on my specs. I have various specs. I know that my Dollar Tree specs are probably over there, and so I'll just put on these, which help me a little. I like your content. Keep it up. Well, thank you. Been doing this for a while. Yeah. Helps when you have a broadcast experience, but there's always people better than me. I realize that, and with our homage to Rush Limbaugh series, which, by the way, would work over in England too. I don't know if you ever heard Rush Limbaugh over there, but we're talking about bringing America back, making America great again. And as that happens, it will only, if there's any kind of trickle down, what happens in America, if it's positive stuff, it trickles down to other countries. It trickles down to other countries. Remember when even Kim Jong Un, who had, given Trump such a hard time, and Trump labeled him Rocket Man, which, by the way, Elton John, who's a fan of President Trump, says he thought that was wonderful. He thought that was hilarious. And then he went on to say how Donald Trump had been to so many of his concerts and been so supportive. So he knows he's not anti-gay. That was baloney the whole time. And he wasn't going to speak to the reporter's chagrin, to the woke reporter's chagrin. He wasn't going to speak negative about President Trump. And I thought that was pretty darn cool of Sir Elton, because we know he can be angry. He can really, he can throw. What did you ever see that uh, tantrums and tiaras? He can be a nasty man. I'm not going to do this video. F it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hate videos. I hate videos. I hate doing these things. I'm not going to do them anymore. Oh, dear. Dear, dear, dear. Yeah, so it's a better time for you, Aisha. Aisha. Um, Neo says in Hampton, Virginia, myself. Well, that's a great place with a great governor, Glenn Youngkin, and you went for Trump, and we're happy as punch. We're pleased as punch. We just, we're energized like Steven Spielich, who always takes his can of Spielich once a day, and just like Popeye, he is uh, he is buffed. He is buffed. Be careful, or you will break. Olive oil, Steven Spielich. She's uh, She's not the most robust looking woman in any way, shape, or form. What do you think, little Becky? Belinda is in Chesapeake, so maybe you know her. Joseph Kelly joins us. He's a working man. He's taking what they're giving because he's working for a living. How is everybody? How are you, Joseph? Are you on break or are you off today? How is that schedule? I always used to think when I was as in my DJ days playing the hits of the oldies of the past, whatever I was playing, I would say on Friday evening, happy weekend. Unless you have Monday and Tuesday off, then just forget the whole thing. Because not everybody, you got to work your way up to having weekends off. With me as a peace officer for 19 years, I had to, I think I had to wait what, 6 months to get every other weekend off. It could have been a year, 6 months to a year to get every other weekend off. And then they were hesitating giving it to me because they already had enough people, off on the weekends, but it's every other, it's a split. And I said, now come on, be fair. I used a nice approach. You get more with honey than you do vinegar, you get more with Senator John Kennedy than you do with Maxine Waters or dare we say Miss Pelosi. She's a trocy, Nancy Pelosi. Oh dear, I'm so sad to see her so sad. Now go on and get. So Aunt Lambert, I like your content. Yes. And then Aunt says, I'm very happy Trump won, even though I'm English, an English man. Okay. So that name ANT, where's that come from? He's the right man for the job. And now you have a new female black prime minister, right? Who I haven't even seen a picture of. I've been so busy. Um, but this is at least the third time you've had a female run the ship. The last one didn't work out too well. I mean, she started on a Monday, and on a Thursday, she was starting to think about taking the pictures down in her office. But we're Tony Blair people. Tony Blair could have run if it was possible. He could have run for a senator here or something like that and would have won. There was a time when Tony Blair was like a rock star in America. He comes to Congress, and my God, and it wasn't like we didn't have these woke infestations where half the people just sit there on their hands. No, the whole Congress got up and they gave Tony Blair a rousing welcome. And he had some jokes ready and they all laughed. He was very funny. I can't remember it because, it involves more of a knowledge of history than I have. Um, yeah, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. I look over at Julia Louise Dreyfus. Julia Louise Dreyfus. That's not how you say it, though. It's more fancy, right? It's not Julia. She says it like the French way, right? But I see her having the Constitution put on her back on one of my photos, um, on her bare back, and she's covering her front with her hand. And this guy is inking the uh, the um, the Constitution, the amendments on her back. And the thing about me putting it up is that if you've seen this famous photo, which I think made the cover of Rolling Stone, um, you see her, you see her. Well, let's just say it. God made it. Her beautiful bottom. You see half of her beautiful bottom. And she said she was a little lit when she agreed to do this. But, her politics are kind of woke and all that. We know that. But she sure was great on Seinfeld. And this was one of those cases where Jerry Seinfeld was in love with his co star, still in love with his wife. Here's the deal, women. You will hate me for saying this. You will hate me for saying this, but we might as well, us guys, just better level with you, right? Okay? Can we do that? Is it all right? You won't be too you won't want to put hedge clippers in our underwear drawer, will you? Men can love more than one woman at a time. Oh, then you don't love your wife. You don't love your wife. If you did, you'd never have a thought for another woman. She could show up in cellophane and she could be, as beautiful as, I don't know, who do we want to say? Who's the latest, hottest example? What do you think, Neil? Who's the latest, hottest example? Men can love more than one woman, but it'll be a different kind of love. For their spouse, it will be all consuming. For someone else, it'll be different, but there'll be a passion there, and they would want to do anything for them. If they got a call at 3 a.m. that they were stranded someone, they want to leave their marital bed and go and get them. And that by being this honest, I'm not doing myself any favors, Joseph Kelly. But yeah, Jerry Seinfeld will tell you that he never considered himself a great actor, but how he got through all those years on Seinfeld, there came a time where he had to do an emotional scene. They didn't do too many of them, but emotional scene where he had to be affected by what was happening to Julia Louise Dreyfus. And he said the way he was able to do it was basically to realize what Julia meant to him. And he's happily married, still married, got kids, but he had those feelings too. If we can just be honest for once, because we got divorces happening where, oh my God, the guy makes a mistake. Yeah, it was probably a deliberate mistake. And now it's F the kids. I'm just going to shoot off bombs that they'll hear all over the neighborhood. I'm going to destroy the family, destroy you, USLB, and the kids will be scarred for life. But my feelings come first now. I never thought to be this honest, Trish Terry. I hope you don't think me to be nuts. Cortland, Alabama. We love Alabama. We do. We do. We do. We do. I understand that maybe you can research this for me, Trish Terry, that Kate Jackson is back in her home state of Alabama. That's where she lives now. I saw her down at Chiller Theater in October, and I've never fully told that story or showed pictures. And I'm going to do a video, a pre-recorded video on. Well, it's going to be on a gentleman that was a major movie star that pointed his finger at me and told me, "Go on, go on, get." A major movie star who I loved, who's now kind of doing B-level films, but you can't stay number one forever. Great thing about it, though, is he looks as young as he ever looked. You know? Well, I'm not going to tell you who that is right now. There's, but I do have that video that I've been waiting to do, and we got another wonderful. This is a channel update now. We got a wonderful letter, testimony of someone who's just been to Household of Faith. It was their second time. I'm going to enjoy sharing that with you in a pre recorded video. So I will be one busy beaver. Is anybody freaking out by what I just said about men being able to love more than one woman at a time? I expect to get lambasted or lambasted or be called a whatever. Bone, are you here? Is that Bone? See, these glasses don't really help me. I'm like Fred Sanford now. This should be a little better. I'm going to the drawer for another pair of glasses. um, certainly isn't Bone, is it? It's Iona. My Iona. Do 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 do. Oh my goodness, from the Netherlands. See, Aisha. I'll get your name right one of these years. This is why I do this because we get people that we do not get Saturday nights at 10 p.m. East Coast time on Worldwide Ramblings. But if you do miss a live, you can always watch the replay. Look at those freckles on my forehead. For goodness sakes, I should have went into makeup. So it's nice to see some new people here. In fact, there's 26 watching now. We're not going to get the 127 that we would get on a Saturday night, but there's hello replay crowd. And so please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Please hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you'll always know when we come on. You may feel like it or you may not. If you don't, you got the replay too. All our past shows, as soon as we finish them, are immediately available for replay. Let me go to my email here because I hear clicking sounds. And oh dear. I've lost the email. I've got photos. I've got YouTube. I've got Robinhood. The email has left the building here. Oh boy, how did that not? But I've got Best Buy that I couldn't care anything about. I've got Wayfair. Don't care anything about that. And I've lost my icon for email. So, all right, I'll figure that out at a different time. Yes, share these videos with others. I'm not going to be on here too long. Sometimes I say the live shows are just too long to share, and some people don't want to share political stuff. That's why I'm kind of keeping it more separate when we do the Worldwide Ramblings, for example. But here on the Daily Pop-Off, I do allude to political stuff, I do allude to political stuff, and I never finish that thought, and I'm famous for that, and I hate it. I hate it when I see that I never finished the thought. So tomorrow, Biden is meeting with the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu. I don't know if he's coming here or what. The Biden is not going to just sit on his hands and wait for his term to expire. He's got things to do. And after all, his son was on the payroll in the Ukraine. So there could be a really Russia thing. But anyway, I don't know that to be a fact. That's just a possibility. I speak of possibilities, And he's going to tell him, I'm going to talk to Trump tomorrow, and I'll tell him how important it is, the funding for Ukraine. Of course, Trump's strategy is to get this whole thing over, to meet with Putin and get this whole thing over. He wants to stop wars, not just continue. But, it's like when you get that big paycheck, you want to get it forever. Zelensky, who once played a piano with his organ, this guy wants to get checks from the U.S. forever, forever. We don't know where half the money went. We just know most of the country is a bombed out shell. You can't win a war against Vladimir Putin. So the strategy of Donald Trump, he may threaten tariffs and sometimes do them, but most of the time he works out a deal with He works out a deal with Putin. That's what he does. He's really good at what they call verbal judo. and he will restore respect. Even if they don't like us, they will comply because they want to sell their goods here in the United States. So he knows that Putin kind of admires him. I think Putin wants to be the Trump of Russia, and he is really sad now that he has fallen in disfavor, and he'd like to make a comeback. So what they'll work out, I don't know, but it would have never even happened. 600,000 lives lost in the Ukraine. If Donald Trump had gotten a second term, it would have never happened. But now we've got him till 2028 when J.D. Vance may assume the office of presidency. It's not going to be you, Nikki Haley. We will not forget, Nikki Haley. We will not forget. And we know you're a war hawk, and that's exactly what the American people in majority don't want. Jerry Bridges, how are you? Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Thank you for your service. Exactly. We talked about that in the beginning. They're having ceremonies, and Biden and Harris are at Arlington Cemetery right now. But these are people that were willing to give all. Some of them returned and some of them didn't. And it makes no difference to me whether they were in peacetime or wartime. They made the decision, and we salute everyone who has served in the armed forces in any capacity in the United States of America. God bless you. God bless you. And we have to take care of those vets, don't we, Michael G., also known as Mikhail Gorbachev Jr.? Hey, Jack, you're on early. Just a little pop on. It's the daily pop off, but we do it live. Usually the daily pop off is pre recorded. And I do miss a day from here to there. If it's just not in my gut, if I'm not feeling it and I'm working on something else, I may not do it. But so don't hold me to it. But I will never say screw it. I'll try to do it. I'm a poet and don't even know it. So welcome you new people. Netherlands is here. I'm so excited about that. Susan Safiati is here. Hi, Jack. Happy Veterans Day. Thank God Trump won. I agree with you there. New day for America. Buddy McDaniel, brand new. At least to me, I don't remember a Buddy McDaniel. We've had a buddy, but it wasn't. You weren't our buddy, so now we have a new buddy because we came on at an odd hour. Usually, I haven't even hit the shower by this time, or I just have. About 11:30 almost my time here on the east coast of the U.S. of A. Uh, so let's see here. Tell us about yourself, buddy. Where are you from? Hello, Jack. Love the show. I appreciate that so much. Somebody brand new and saying that, just like Iona Peters, greetings from the Netherlands. I'd love to know. Send me an email and tell me what life is like in the Netherlands. My personal email is Jack the Fair Guy. I'll put it at some point in the comment section, not in the live stream, but in well, I can put it right here. Can I? I can do it here too. What the heck? How hard is it? I think it's a little harder if you're serving in the Marines. Da 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 da. See, this is why I don't do it because it takes me longer. Um, so that's our email. Send me an email and tell me what's going on. And so, where do you live, buddy? Where's home for you? I'm from Alabama, says Buddy. 48 years old. So you're a youngster, huh? We'll have to call you Junior because I'm exactly, well, not exactly, but I'm 20 years older than you, buddy. I don't know how it happened. I'm still, in my mind, I'm down the road at this former State Armory building, which the radio station bought. It was really cool. Once in a while, a bat would come in and chase the female disc jockeys around. You know what he wanted. And there I was with my permed afro playing the rock and roll hits, overnights first, eventually evenings, and then eventually middays, and then back to overnights because I loved it so much. And, so I'm still that guy with the lonely women calling me on the request line at 3 in the morning. My goodness. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? Love listening to your show. I'm just laying in bed right now. These are real calls, ladies and gentlemen. And I won't go any further here, Joseph Kelly. I'm also in Alabama, buddy. But if you were my real buddy, Joseph Kelly says you'd remember that. Uh, b- uh, and you're younger. You're younger. That's right. That's right. That's right. Um, Joseph Kelly has barely hit puberty, ladies and gentlemen. He's barely hit puberty. So, buddy, I follow the show. Very interesting. See, that's it. We have these people that we don't know about, and when we come on at a different time, we find them. Now, by the way, we've had a problem with the stream just cutting out, and if it happens, I just don't know. We can go an hour and a half till it happens or not. I just don't know. We're trying to find out what the problem is. It's not the router. I have a hard line coming in here. We got a brand new modem as well, but some things are harder to figure out. Good afternoon, Jack Petal. This is Petal Love from Ireland, right? Of course. Linda Daly is Miss Petal. It always makes me think of American Beauty, where the underage girl is laying in her bed covered in petals, and Kevin Spacey is considering committing a felony. But of course, Kevin Spacey would never commit a felony, and he thinks better of it. He thinks better of it at the last moment. At the last moment, he won an Oscar for that. Oh, I love Kevin Spacey. I want him back. What is it? Something six, so and so six. I can't think of the name, but you can find it right here on Prime Video. You can see the latest Kevin Spacey movie. It's not his best work. He's trying to get a good part, but every force in hell seems to come against that guy. He's been found innocent twice. But if you watch that Kevin Spacey Expo on Prime Video, you can see he's had a problem sometimes overstepping his bounds and improper touching and what have you. And that's wrong. That's wrong. The word no means something. The word no means something. But when you're such a megastar like Kevin Spacey, they they are they are hesitant to say no. For one reason, some of them would be thinking, "I've got Kevin Spacey in my corner, and he'll help me with my career." Then they would find out Kevin Spacey really didn't do that much. Other times he did. Over in London, he headed, what is it, the Old Vic, right? My UK people, the Old Vic Theater. He was the creative force behind that. He taught classes at the Old Vic and presented productions there. I think he was in a few. And so for a while, I think Prince Charles showed up and he didn't knight him, but he gave him something. He gave him a little something, something. Linda Daly, Petal, not Muskrat Love, but Petal Love. Little Becky got to go or go to go, but we'll watch the replay. Aren't you sweet? Thank you, little Becky. It's been a while since we've seen you. Nobody's yelling at me for saying you can love two women at the same time. Desperate Housewives. They probably talk about that stuff on there, right? Karen loves that 90-Day Fiasco show. Oh, my God. Can they find more repulsive people? She puts her headphones in and watches on the computer when I'm sitting there watching on Sunday nights Mark Levin, who was fantastic last night. But I don't agree. I don't agree with Mark Levin. I agree with him on so many things. On so many things, I passionately am a fan of Mark Levin. But I just don't believe that we can win a war against Russia, or we should be giving billions more to Zelensky. I think he's ignoring all the negative traits of Zelensky, who closed every church in the Ukraine except the one denomination he agrees with, and who has a history. Yes, there were Nazis there, but it wasn't the rank and file. The majority of those people are so sad what has happened to them. So many displaced to places like Poland and Hungary and places like that. Wasn't them. They're great people and they deserved a better leader. Zelensky is no Boy Scout. You got to know that. He's a comedian who used his popularity to get into office, and he has been authoritarian on. It's not Donald Trump. That comes from the wokers, the wokers. And on a future show, I'm going to read the Kathy Hochul letter, uh, email that she sent out, because they're going to, certain governors, Illinois, that guy who always goes to the Golden Corral, that governor, and Oregon governor, probably Maine attorney generals too, like Letitia James. They're all going to be fighting Trump, but you're going to have Tom Holman running ICE, and he ain't going to take no jive, and it'll probably go to the Supreme Court. That the Supreme Court, they're not your citizens. They're not citizens if they came into the country illegally. Now, there are people that their claims deserve to be heard, and Trump is for legal immigration. He's not anti immigration. Immigrants have brought so much to America. I knew this when I was a little kid going down in New York City with my mom. I'd see all of them down there working hard. And I'd say, well, yeah, okay, that's how America is, and it should be. But you can't just waltz into the country and flood our cities and bankrupt the country. $35 trillion in debt. And if Kamala Harris had got in there, I don't know, we'd be spent to oblivion. But people saw that she was an empty suit. At the end of the day, she was an empty suit. So people like Barack and Michelle Obama, who defended her, knowing, and I know that they don't like her at all. 5 months ago, nobody wanted her, you know. So Iona, I mail you. Cool. Now, I may not get to it right away because I got, a red haired lassie, Irish lassie down there who I haven't seen yet today. We're not always together. We're in the same house, but we're not always together. Um, that's why I love it when we get to travel, and maybe cheap hotels because that's all I can afford. But when I get to do that, it feels more normal. You're 8 years younger, huh, Joseph? 8 years younger. Okay, you're not as young as I thought you were, so you're past puberty. I got it. Susan says my dad's Irish. Yeah, so Karen certainly is. Her last name is Reed, Reed, and that red hair is real. Although these days she has a little help with it. These days it used to be a little lighter when I knew her in second grade in 1964. It's amazing. If you would have told me in 64, 65, 66, 67, into 68 that someday Karen Reed, who I barely talked to there, and then who really didn't like me, that she would be my end of life partner. We've been together 14 years now. I was 54 years old when I came into this duplex here in the Hudson Valley. I was 54 years old. Karen was 53. And I remember her saying something like, well, she had been in a relationship for 5 years that was going nowhere with someone that was never going to step up and financially provide for her in any way. She said, well, I'm getting older now and it would be good to have somebody, That's how women look at things, you know. So we love each other, but it's a little different than than I would like, I suppose, and then I realize my own sins have contributed to it not being that way. So I know what my failures are. Nancy, you're here, and in memoriam, watching from heaven, Terry Whitmore. Yes, hi Jack. I'm here for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm only here for a few minutes, and if we pop off, if we cut out, we're done, guys. But I just wanted to do our daily pop off live. Usually it would be recorded, but I wanted to pop on here at an odd time and find some new people. You will notice a thanks button here, new people. If you like anything, or if some of you say you've been watching for a while, if you can hit that thanks button for any amount. I have to do this because, not doing it, not sharing the need, will put me into a hole where we get paid by Google, but it's per thousand views, and I'm not one of the super big guys. I do okay, but I'm not getting 200 and 300,000 views on my videos. I have one video out of the 380 that are up right now that got well over 200,000 views. I'm not going to copy someone else's work and put my name on it. I don't think that's right. Um, the world sees this kind of Christianity and they say, not for me, not for me. They reject Jesus because they think Christians are often hypocrites. But anyway, I digress. But excerpts are fine. And Sammy comes through with 99 cents. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate that very much. Sam has given many times. Sam the man has given many times. Now, unfortunately, sometimes when we go to the replay, the thanks button is not there right away, but you can always find it. You can always find it in another recent video, and it's the same thing, goes into the same pot if you hit the thanks button there. Also, the Cash App, Media Guy 56. Cash App, if you know what that is, if you have it, then it's easy. Lowercase letters, Media Guy, Mediaguy, and the numbers 56. You can hit that at any time. Now would be great, and that will help me as well. I get more of it when you use Cash App, but I'm very thankful for the thanks button, and it certainly helps me. So there you go. There you go. Time for coffee. Yeah, well, time for my hot cup of tea, perhaps. I'm not a coffee drinker. I haven't had anything but water and my blood pressure medicine. Took my blood pressure, and everything looks good. Sunshine is out there. It's not that far from noon, really. Trying to watch what I eat, and not go for the stuff I just don't need to be having. Yes, that's right. Linda Petal Daly is in Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Ireland. Joe Worrell joins us. Jack, didn't the Mormons used to have several wives? Yes, back in the day, in the Joseph Smith days. And Aisha Acevedo hits the thanks button for $4. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Aisha. I appreciate that. She has given before, and she's new. She's brand new within the last few weeks, So thank you, thank you, thank you. But the Mormons did. If you ever watched the series Big Love with the late, great Bill Paxton, who had an unnecessary procedure at Cedars-Sinai Medical Hospital that ended up killing him. I mean, it was kind of an elective thing. They told him he should have it. They knew he had great insurance and that he could also pay since he was rich. So he thought, he had plans. He had things lined up to do. He goes and has this damn procedure, which later they would find unnecessary, really. And he dies during the procedure. And the hospital was sued. The doctor had to pay out $1 million and leave the hospital, but he just went to another hospital in Los Angeles, So such a sad thing. But in Big Love, they believed they had broken away from the Latter-day Saints of today, and they had this their own version, the more conservative old days version. And so he had 3 wives in there, 1 legal wife because you're living in the United States, and 2 sister wives. Sophie, whatever, the middle wife. She's a beautiful woman, and the other 2 were as well. And you had the old actor, what's his name? The initials are BD, and I can't think of it. He has a daughter who's an actress as well. Come on, Bruce Stern. Oh, I hate when that happens. Charlotte, how are you, Charlotte? Good morning. So nice to see you, Jack, from Missouri. Well, yeah. Pop on with the daily pop off. This is the daily pop off. If we cut out, we're done because we still have that problem, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Um, I only drink tea or diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, you drink Dr. Pepper because you think Elvis likes it, but the internet says he likes Pepsi. All I know is I got a picture of Pastor Bob sitting in the fellowship hall there at Household of Faith with a can of Diet Dr. Pepper right in front of him and Walita next to him. So our videos are doing pretty good. We've got some hot videos. If you haven't seen the most recent ones, please like them, share them if you can. And, so it's nice when we have a video that's climbing, and please continue to make that happen. Um, so just think of it this way, Joe Worrell. When you have more than one wife, you are responsible for more than one wife. And if you have children with all of them, well, let's just put it this way. You better be a business owner, not working for the man. You better not be working for the man. You better own the own the company. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Aisha, and thank you, Sammy, for hitting the thanks button. Or the other option, Media Guy, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56 on the Cash App, and I still haven't gotten my icon back for emails, but I've got 3 here in the front that I don't want. Yeah, you know that bar on Firefox that goes across? How do these things happen? I don't know. Oh, and here comes Joseph Kelly for $1.99 on the thanks button. Thank you very, very much. Lemon tea. Oh, see, I copied my mother, Aisha. I gotta have these days I've kind of given up the Lipton, and I go to Tetley black tea, British blend. I go to the British blend Tetley because I like those tiny little tea leaves in Tetley tea. I do. And I put I put a little 2% milk in there, and then I top it off with just a dollop of half and half. That's what I do. No sugar, unless it's chai tea. Now, if it's chai tea, I put a thing of Splendor in there. Splenda. Yeah, because that other one, stevia. I like Steve. He's a nice guy, but he's not too sweet. You can blend in stevia, then throw a Splendor, and people do that. So what does that tell you, Joseph Kelly? But thank you for that $1.99 thanks button. Thank you, Aisha. And thank you, Sam the man. That's how I have my tea. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I've spit it out a few times. Don't like it. Want to like it, but don't. I know it's good for you. Stevia, a liquid extract is great. Speaking of starting to feel hunger pangs, I've got to have something in my system. I'm running low here. I'm running low. Oh, sweet pedal. And people worship coffee. I tell you, if they get up to heaven and there's no coffee, they're going to say, well, Lord, it's just beautiful up here. It's magnificent. Could you put in a Starbucks maybe? Could you put in a McDonald's? Sometimes I like to have an apple pie with my coffee. Oh dear. So that's our daily pop off for Veterans Day. I'm sorry, for Veterans Day, the 11th of November 2024. We've got lots of videos coming up. We've got one on the someone's experience at Household of Faith just this past Sunday, and they've been there before, so they've got more to share. Um, and we'll continue to react to what you're saying about the top 50 reasons why Bob Joyce may be Elvis. Parts 1, 2, and 3 are up now. There's roll-in video several times in part 2, and yet it's parts 1 and 3 that are the most successful. We say some stuff in part 3 that we haven't said before. This is one wild story, this Pastor Bob story. That's all I can say. If I had to predict who would be the guy who could actually out Pastor Bob if that 2% chance came to fruition and we are right in our beliefs, I would be able to give you a name, um, but I will refrain, whether it be inadvertent or whatever. But I will give you one hint. What does Santa Claus say? What does Santa Claus say when he greets you? Oh, dear. Bob Joyce is Elvis plus times 50. I'll have to think about that one. Yeah, we've got a Robert Wayne Joyce now that's only like 66 years old. Reports about that Robert Wayne could have left us. I have no confirmation on that. I don't see it in my searches, and I really am not going to hammer that. If that were true, that would be really, really sad, and I hope it's not true. Um, I drink alone, Aisha. I drink alone when I drink. Just me and my buddy Wiser. But sometimes I invite my friend Jack Daniels. Neither one of those appealed to me. Vodka and gin and tequila mixed into a lady's drink that's so sweet you'll become a diabetic. That kind of thing. I see Bradford is home. I just heard him climb the stairs here to use the facilities. Angela Houston, I think you're new. Welcome to our festivities. We're live on Saturday nights with Worldwide Ramblings from 10 p.m. on. Sometimes we go over 2 hours. We're not live every single Saturday night, but most Saturdays. I plan to be live this Saturday. Desiree is Elvis's daughter. Another one, we got Deborah from the book Are You Lonesome Tonight? Very interesting story. Another one, huh? I can't keep up. We've got Elvis Presley Jr. We've got Tom Presley, who I think could be a love child of Elvis Presley. You say he doesn't look that much like him, but the woman, say if it was Dennis Quaid's mother. The woman sometimes can dominate the looks as well. Chewy is a handsome man. He's not ugly. Deborah Presley, that's another one. She calls herself Deborah Presley. See, I wouldn't want to interview someone who thinks that Elvis died in 1977 because that's it's not what I do. It's not what I do. And so if they think that, if they say that, if they say, well, I don't want to cover that area, then I'll know what that means, and that's fine. But, welcome to a number of people that have come here, like Angela Houston. I don't know about Desiree, except it's a song by Neil Diamond, which I love very much. He was so good. So subscribe, hit the like button if you can. Hit the notification bell so when we come on live or if we put up a pre-recorded video, you'll get a notification if you happen to be near your device, one of your devices, okay? The device must be on and the volume must be up for that to happen. Otherwise, you may look at your screen and say, oh, Jack Willard is live. He hasn't keeled over yet. And there goes my chance to make money. I lost the bet. So that's our daily pop off for Veterans Day. A big God bless you. Check out Homage to Rush. I just put it up. It's great. Where you don't have to love Rush Limbaugh to love it. We talk about politics. We talk about bringing back America. Bringing back America. We use the Rush Limbaugh theme. It's good. Please subscribe and like it. And if you've already subscribed, you've already subscribed. And share it if you dare. If you dare. Talk to you soon. Jack Willard here. I appreciate you. Bye bye now.